am Larae, and today I am joined by Miss Shayna Melissa. She is a #1 best-selling author, nationally board certified nurse practitioner. She's a registered nurse. She's an intuitively holistic healer. There's other things she is, but probably the most impressive is the world wellness expert. Shayna Melissa, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. Do you want to go ahead and give me a little dish on what it is that you do and the services that you offer?
Oh, thank you. That's more than a little dish, but I'll keep it short. Yes. So basically, this is my 30th year as a registered nurse. I'm a national board certified nurse practitioner for 3 decades now. I'm licensed as an adult and a child. So I truly treat everyone from the newborn baby to the 100+-year-olds. Long story, maybe I'll start a little backstory. Basically, I went into nursing to help people. I love helping people, putting smiles on faces. My grandma, God rest her soul, raised me, and she more raised me with things that we call today functional medicine, naturopathy, biohacking, and activating genes. But back then, there were not terms for it. So I learned a lot of what I learned in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s before there were even schools for functional medicine and biohacking in terms. So long story short, basically, I felt like traditional medicine was not enough. You know, there was too many people that even the specialists couldn't help. They were doing their best with what they were taught, but people were still dying of cancer. They were still getting heart disease. You know, they were still having problems from diabetes. And I knew that there's so much more we can offer them than what the doctors and the specialists are telling us, partly because they're just trained with prescriptions and algorithms. If this, do that, nobody fits into that. So basically, I'm so far different from everyone else. Most traditional doctors only write prescriptions. They don't believe in the power of herbs and natural substances. And a lot of more naturopaths don't believe you ever need a prescription or a test. I believe we need the best of both worlds. So I do what's best for you. 95% of the time, you don't need a prescription, and I can help you without that. But if you do and you need an antibiotic, I'm not opposed to giving it to you. If you need a test, I'm not opposed to ordering it. So basically, I've used several modalities together. I use a holistic approach, which is looking at body, mind, spirit, cellular level. I use more naturopathy, more natural occurring substances when possible, but I can prescribe or fuse in the medication, which now we call integrated medicine. I can use natural things in addition to their meds or instead of, or either which way. So that's more called integrated medicine. And I also merge what people now call functional medicine, but I've been practicing it before the college ever existed. Functional medicine means basically attack the root cause. But in my eyes, functional medicine's kind of an oxymoron, because if I attack your root cause, you often don't need the medications. And I find when I attack the root cause, it stops the progression, it reverses it, and your symptoms go away. Now, if your symptoms are gone, you don't need medications for symptoms that aren't there. And then when you don't need the medications, you don't have carcinogens you're swallowing in the medications. You don't have side effects, interactions, reactions, dependencies, and overdoses. So I kind of merge several modalities into one, and I merge the old school, more naturopathic with the modern medicine and biohacking, or activating your genes and your DNA so your own body does what it used to and should. And that's not taught in medicine school. And a lot of doctors and specialists are my clients now because I've helped them.
So you've told me a couple of stories about people that you've helped and stuff like that, your grandma being one of them. Do you want to share a little bit of that?
My grandma, God rest her soul, she raised me, and in 1993, I became an RN. I was already in nursing for a few years, but I had just gotten my registered nurse in 93, and she had stopped walking. You know, I had moved out. I saw she wasn't walking anymore. I said, that's it. We're going to live together. I literally back then carried her into the doctor's office. And I think they said, at 79, basically, they gave up hope on her. But it's important. Mindset is a huge part of it. If you don't believe you can do something, then you don't do it and then you fail. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if someone thinks they're going to fail a test, they don't try, then they don't study, then their thoughts led to their actions that led to that outcome. So basically, my grandma in 93, she couldn't walk anymore. I was a brand new nurse. I didn't even have experience yet. I basically gave her the hope that she can walk again because she asked me. Now she's looking up to me, partly because of osteoporosis and partly because I'm a nurse. And she asked me, do you ever think I'll walk again? And I thought, I have to get to the cause because I can stop the progression or I can reverse it. What's the cause? So I said, yes, you will walk again. And because I gave her that belief, that was the start of it. If I didn't give her that belief, she would have never tried and done it. And then I literally, back then, we didn't send any patients to physical therapy. That was unheard of in the 90s, in the early 90s. I made up exercises for her to do at home, stretching and strengthening. And I said, all right, she was stiff. How can we, loosen up the stiffness? She was weak. How can we strengthen her? So we did regained her sitting balance, stretching and strengthening exercises. Then we started walking. And then eventually at 79, she walked again with no cane, no walker, no assistance, no nothing. And the modern medicine doctors are just like, no, so I had to give her the belief first. And then we had to take action and just never, ever quit.
Yeah, that's some pretty amazing stories that you've shared with me, like super impressive. So you had told me before that you used to actually work in the hospital and stuff, but that's not a part of what you do anymore. So tell us like how you see clients and how clients can reach out to you.
Yes. I went into nursing to help people get better. And our industry changed over the past 30 some odd years that I've been in it. And we used to take care of the patient as number one priority. But now I feel medicine's changed so bad. There's a lot of doctors, let's just say, not all of them, but a lot of them will keep the patient sick for recurring income. And I want to make you get better. That's why I went into nursing, is to help you get better. And it's not only the doctors, surgeons sometimes sell you surgeries you don't need, right? Because it's a moneymaker. And everyone seems to be out, not everyone, but a lot of the healthcare industry and the hospitals seem to do what's best for their wallet, their profit, not the patient. And they're choosing profit over patient. And I don't want that. And I want to see the person get better. Even if I lose business and you never have to see me again, I'd rather you get me better. Because now my patients are so much better. They don't need me, that they're like, wait, when do you want to see me again? Can I come back next month? So I went into the industry to keep people better, but I find it changed to keep people sick for recurring income. And I honestly think a lot of the society nowadays, if they can cure your cancer, they're not gonna, because you know what? They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of you every single year selling you that chemo. And you know what? The pharmaceuticals have no profit in it if they cure your cancer, right? But if you have to fight and go through chemo for years and then go back into remission and then back out of it, they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars on each person. So it's billions and billions and billions of dollars. So I left the traditional mainstream because I want to help people get better. And I want to be able to merge healthier alternatives and natural options for them. And I want to be able to attack the root cause and get them better. And I don't want to just treat people like a number. I don't, like a lot of docs are taught an algorithm. You have high blood pressure, prescribe this medication. I'm like, no, I look at you as an individual. How can I help you? Maybe you're eating salty foods. Maybe you need to drop a few pounds, I don't want to just say, a lot of people don't realize when their doc put them on blood pressure pill, most of them, the doc, did he say, hey, drop a few pounds, watch your salt, and you might not need it? No, he says, what, here's a sample, come back next week, I'll check it for you. He just sold a nice, quick, easy visit. Then he writes you 30 days and he goes, yeah, book on the way out. We'll be sure to squeeze you in next month. So he just got 13 easy visits. And then he says, you know what, now you need blood work. Come back in, we'll draw your blood. Now you got to come back for the results. So they're just, a lot of times they're more salespeople than anything. I don't want to generalize because there's some good physicians out there, but I find that the masses of the medical community, that's how they're working. They're choosing profits over patients. So I left that world and I practice the way I want to practice, is getting you better, attacking your root cause. If it's with a natural approach, if it's telling you about diet, exercise, activating your genes, activating your DNA, Or it's a prescription, but I want to do it my way, not what corporate America says. You have this insurance, you need this medication, that's the only one we'll cover. Maybe that medication's not good for you. Maybe that one has lethal side effects, interactions. So, it's the people that are creating the rules don't have the medical experience. They're corporate America. When US healthcare says we'll cover this and this med, they don't know which med is better. They're just looking at what's most cost effective for them. So thank you for letting me ramble. Sorry about that. So how I help people now is I have 2 office locations here on Long Island, New York. That's where I'm based. But I help everyone. I have a North Shore and the South Shore of the island, but 99% of my clients now are on virtual video visits like this. If they're really old school and they just want to do a phone call visit, we do that. But I do a video consultation like this because now if you want me to help your daughter and she wants you on the visit and you're in 2 different states, you can both be on the visit with me and hear the same thing. So you can remember things, maybe ask a different question. So I find it's so much more powerful. My patients love it. They're not driving 45 minutes each way to get to me or a plane. They're not sitting in a waiting room for an hour with infectious contagious diseases. And, it's one-on-one. So I help my clients now. I do classes, courses, workshops, and I also do one-on-one like this, private and confidential. And a lot of my clients now come to me about them being the caregiver for someone else, and they want the advice on what to do for that person. So it's not like, with your insurance, your doctor will only see your mother for her care. Now I have clients, you might come to me, hey, what do I do with my mom? She has Alzheimer's. I need advice on what I should do for her and how to take care of her. Now I can do a visit with you and tell you how to take better care of her. So it's opened up so many doors, and I'm able to teach people about what their root cause of their problem is, how to attack it, how we can activate genes and their genetic pathways and their DNA so their own body can heal from within and do the things it used to do when we were younger and should do so we can feel the way we used to. Because a lot of times when we activate our genes, it's like reversing the hands of time. And, I have so many clients are off most of their meds, all of their meds, or use this as an alternative instead of resorting to synthetic drugs.
Yeah, you had actually sent me that video about the activators, and
Oh, yeah.
really, really interesting. That was really interesting. Do you kind of want to expound on that just a tad, like how that works? Because
Sure.
that was like total new to me, and
Okay.
it was really interesting. So I think that would be.
So I'll talk to, because I don't know how many people listening to this are medical or not. So I'll just talk like everyone's a 5th grader without the medical terminology. So basically, we have different highways or roadways in our body that are responsible to activate different genes. And our genes are like our DNA, our family genetics. When I first learned about it was from my grandma. All of her siblings had diabetes. She decided to watch what she ate, stayed skinny, never developed diabetes. So it's important for people to know just because they have a family history of something does not mean they're going to get it. A lot of times we can take back the power and decide if a gene is going to be expressed or not. So say, for instance, you have lung cancer in your family and you decide not to smoke. That might better your odds of not getting that. So there's now things we can do to better our odds of either contracting that familial gene, to having it expressed, or suppressing that gene. So we have the power with diabetes and cancers a lot of the times, not 100% of the time, to decide if a gene is going to be expressed and come out, like diabetes if we didn't eat right, or suppress it by watching what we eat and exercising. So when I activate genes, it could be in different herbal blends with different capsules or caplets or juices that taken exactly, I make it very easy. I'm like, here, these are the 2 capsules you need, or these are the 2 caplets you need, or this is the drink. You don't have to blend anything yourself. But we learned this one doctor, he discovered the most potent antioxidant our bodies make called superoxide dismutase. And literally, it's 1,000,000 times more potent than an antioxidant you could take by mouth, than an orange or a vitamin C that's synthetic, you don't absorb it. So this doctor actually discovered that we make this SOD, and he said, wait, how can I activate that genetic pathway to make our body make more of it like when we were younger? Because over the years, we're not making as much of what we used to. Our bodies are tired, right? A lot of women end up on hormone replacement. Men are ending up on testosterone, thyroid hormones. So our body doesn't make the defenses we used to. So we have different highways and pathways in our body that are responsible to activate different genes. And we can activate certain genes. We can actually make your body produce more of those own good defenses like it used to do when you were younger. Think about it like this. When you're 10 years old, most people don't have diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, right? But over the years, we're accumulating all this free radical damage, all this oxidative stress, all this inflammation. And we used to make these antioxidants that fought that and combated it. But our bodies are tired of making all this stuff so many years. So basically, there's ways that I can activate certain pathways in your body and certain genes to do the jobs they used to. Your body used to make antioxidants that reduced all of that, but it doesn't make what it used to. I can actually activate a gene in your pathway that revs up the production of your own good defenses again. And our body used to make mitochondria in our cells, and they're required for the cells to live. But over time, they die off, and especially the virus kills them off. We need them for the cells to live. I can activate another genetic highway in your body to make your body rev up production of those mitochondria that are required for the cells to live. They're the energy stations of the cells. It's like your cell phone without energy, right? Does it function? Does it work good? Your flashlight without much power doesn't work so good, right? Or your car battery, if it has no juice, it's not going. So I can activate different highways in your body to turn on certain genes to do what they used to detoxify the toxins before they become toxic. Different things, different pathways, different genes to do different things. But in a nice, easy way. I'm like, here, take this or take that.
Yeah.
Because Americans here, we just like popping pills for everything. So
Yeah. So do you have any like workshops coming up? Do you have like any things that you want to talk about that are?
Sure. I always have classes, courses, workshops, and challenges. I do like 3-day challenges. I do 1-day workshops, weekend workshops, courses and classes. A lot of my past ones are now on my website under shaynamelissa.com, the event tab. They can go there and purchase a replay of anything, watch it at their own speed, stop, rewind. There's de-stressors up there. I just did a 3-day challenge, Happy Healthy Living with a magazine. And now my next one coming up is Get Healthy and Happy with Me, the Biohack NP in 2023. That's coming up next month, depending on when they watch this, it'll be next month. So Get Happy and Healthy with Me in 2023. What I did is there's live meetings that they can get on for all my classes, courses, and workshops. They can get on the lives, but they don't ever have to worry about the schedule because all of my clients get their own dashboard with the replay accesses. So if you missed the live on Thursday or you want to hear it again, you have your own access to the replays. You can stop, rewind, put it on double speed, say, oh my God, she talks too quick. Let me put it on half speed, So that's a cool perk that my classes are live and they get replay access. So the Get Healthy and Happy with Me in 23 is going to be live with replay access. And there's going to be in there a wellness workbook, a self-assessment tool where it shows me all the weaknesses and all their strengths, a tracking thing to help me hone in on where their new strength is. Say we improved your weakness from last week, you might have a different weakness this week. So we look at it week to week to see what's going on. Yes, and oh no, keep going. Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna kind of wrap it up and is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Yes.
Like
Okay.
book or anything?
Oh, well, yeah, that too. So my mission is I want to help. Like I was left helpless and hopeless by the specialist because when the doctor doesn't know, he sends you to the specialist. When the specialist can't help you, they're left helpless and hopeless. They don't know what to do, and they think that's their last stop. So basically, I myself was helpless and hopeless. I had full-blown heart failure, autoimmune problems, excruciating joint pain, nerve pain, and the meds practically killed me with side effects and interactions. And I want to show millions of people, like, look, I went back I'm off all the meds. I have no pain anymore. I'm back to my ideal weight, my ideal sugars, blood pressure. I want to show a lot of other people that are feeling left helpless and hopeless by the specialist. There is another way. If your healthcare provider is not getting you healthy, you need to consider either a different healthcare provider or a different healthcare option or a healthier option. So I want to also help a lot of my fellow nurses because we often save ourselves for last. We're helping the world and we're putting our health last. I want to show the fellow nurses, like, look, there's time now that for you to do you. And they say, put your oxygen mask on first. So I want to show the fellow nurses that they can get healthier and happier and re-energized in minutes a day. I think my book, my next one coming out, Overcoming Life Obstacles, already reached #1. The next one's going to be Tragedies to Triumphs, Shared Secrets to Success. So if somebody wants to become a best-selling author or do so again in my #1 series, or it's a great way to get your message out without spending your entire life writing a book and a fortune. So they can, everything's on my website, shaynamelissa.com. They can submit their email to get my newsletter about upcoming events. They can click the events tab to see what the event's coming up. They can click contact and schedule an appointment. They can click, schedule an appointment with me. They can, so that's pretty, they can schedule a consult there with me, a video visit. And I think, what else? Oh, I have what our group, because this is streamed into our private group, hopefully. My ask is, I just got accepted for an article in Authority magazine. It's going to publish February 23rd, which is next week, I believe. They asked me to do a last-minute trailer for them. So my ask is, I have a 3-minute trailer about my magazine article by Authority magazine on my YouTube channel. I think I posted it in the description. If you guys can just go there, listen to that, my 3-minute YouTube, it's my first solo trailer ever. If they can just listen to it to learn more about me. If you like it, drop it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And I would say that would be my ask is, go to that link, or Shayna Melissa, the YouTube channel, just handle Shayna Melissa. Check out the 3-minute trailer, that the latest one that I just posted, drop it a thumbs up and a subscribe. And I guess that's pretty much it. And if they want to get healthy and happy with me in 23, they can sign up for the course on my website.
Awesome. So I'll make sure that we get all your links put in. And my ask would be that if you want to do an interview, that you get on my Calendly, and I'll drop that. But Shayna, just one more thing, because this was really interesting to me. I know it's off topic, but that picture behind you, you want to tell us about that? Because that's a really cool story.
And now I can in the private group. Okay, so right in the start of this pandemic, I was a national speaker for the Nurse Practitioner Association. They asked me to speak at their Las Vegas convention. So I got put up at a nice hotel. And while I was the national speaker for them, Journey was doing their residency down in Vegas. And I got invited to the drummer's gallery debut opening of his artwork. And it was a very small, intimate group that was there, and he performed a drum solo for us. And as he demonstrated for us how he created this artwork. So while I was there in Vegas speaking nationally, Journey was residing. I got open to the gallery debut opening of the drummer. He took neon lights on the ends of his drumsticks, and as he was beating the drums, playing a Journey song, he actually recorded the wavelengths of light and turned that audio art into visual art. So when I was at the gallery debut, I said, oh, I'll take that one, that one, that one, that one. And then he threw in the drumsticks for me. And then the gallery was, took like a year to get them to me because the pandemic started. So they actually gave me the hi-hats, signed hi-hats by the drummer that they had given to the gallery. So this is one of the pieces.
Yeah, that is so cool. That is so cool.
Thank you.
So, okay, well, I think we can go ahead and wrap it up, unless you have something else that you want to talk about, or.
Oh, girl, don't ask me. Yeah, I can go on. No, that's it. Basically, I think like this. I'd rather be proactive and help you prevent your disorder today than treat it tomorrow. It's like the hard-boiled egg. It's hard to undo. So I'd rather, people sometimes don't see the value in staying. They're like, oh, I'm healthy, I don't need anything. No, you need to stay healthy. Just because you think you're healthy means either you didn't go to the doctor or you didn't order the right test. And a lot of tests don't show, if the doctor doesn't order the right test or doesn't wait long enough, things are starting in your body before they ever show up on a test and before you ever have symptoms. That's the best time to come to me. But I mean, I can do the most benefit to the healthy person to keep them that way, or the ones that are left helpless and hopeless. Cancer, autoimmune, the reaction, those that are having long complications from the virus or had reactions from, the protection. Those ones I can help the most, because the doctors really, they're just giving them, the same thing that doesn't work. So I'd like to help them the most, and especially my fellow nurses. So I think that's it. And I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been so interesting learning about like what you do and the products that you offer. And I really appreciate you taking this time and
Oh, thank
like
you.
in the group and just like connecting. We had a really good session beforehand.
Great.
And it's just been really great to connect with you. You're a real joy. So
Thank you.
thank you
You're
for
welcome. And
doing this.
I centralized everything to ShaynaMelissa.com. So if they go there, they can see where my YouTube channel is, where my Instagram is,
Okay,
get
great.
the newsletter, see the past events, the prior events, schedule something with me. It's all right there, just ShaynaMelissa.com.
That's
And
awesome.
thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
Good night, guys. I like to say, be well, biohack, and follow for more.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's take a